And we are live.
Boom.
Boom, everybody. It's Thursday, 6 o'clock, your favorite time of the week because it's Keeping It Rio, episode 71. And we have a special guest in the house today. We've got Diego Dante. We're going to talk a lot about something cool that's going on with Diego that we just wrapped up literally like 20 minutes ago. So let me hit the intro real quick for Keeping It Rio, and we'll be right back with our friend Diego and a whole bunch more. All right, how about that? Episode 71, Keeping It Real. How you guys doing? We've got Anthony, we've got Jeremy, and we've got Diego in the house. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, man.
Good.
I need
Awesome.
I need an intro video like that, man.
I know. I'll tell you what's been happening here lately, though. There's some kind of a situation going on because it keeps getting muted now every week for some reason, but that was created in-house by Chris Carpenter of K Socialized Media. Every single week I have to dispute it, and it gets accepted every week, and I hope everybody gets to hear the amazing talent of Chris, but if not, I'm not sure what's going on there, but
Well, looks
it is
good.
it
Good
is
job,
badass.
Chris.
You're right. So Diego, welcome to Keeping It Real. This is your second appearance on the program.
First official one.
Well, yeah, I guess it is the first official, but you were on for a brief moment before. We talked about some stuff, and the way that you have found yourself on the program today is you're looking very slim and trim. You're in good shape. You look like literally you were probably just outside in the parking lot running like 30 minutes ago. Tell us a little bit about how your day's gone.
So yeah, I mean, I literally just wrapped like within the last 15 minutes just wrapped up my 100 miles for 100 Mile June. So I know Chuck, you were obviously heavy hitter on the 100 Mile June leaderboard. You were number 2. And I'd say number 1 of the
human being
of
category.
the human beings. So good job, man. Yeah, there you go, number 2. And but yeah,
There
just
it
finished
is.
up. Had a normal day at work running a roofing company, and and then just I could have been here, the whole day working, but I was like, man, if I don't finish up right now, then I'm gonna be talking to Chuck with still 3.33 miles to go. So I was like, let me go finish it now. So I went and like ran in the back of our office right here in Duncan, South Carolina, and just finished up right before getting to chat with you.
I love it, man. That's
Nice,
dedication.
nice.
And this was the 100 Mile June, which was a challenge that you put out. I was very happy to accept it because I thought it was really cool. Why don't you tell the Keeping It Rio fans a little bit about the purpose behind it, why we were doing what we were doing? Because I think it's an amazing reason, and I know it's very personal to you.
Yeah, so I started 100 Mile June last year. Last year was the first year, and we basically how it came about was uh, so both of my kids are adopted. Actually, fun fact, my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, and so it's really cool that we get to finish 100 Mile June today, and then get to really celebrate my daughter's birthday. So both of my kids are adopted. We adopted my son Jackson in 2017, and then we adopted his sister Rosie in 2018. They are biological siblings, and when I adopted, I was before I got into the roofing industry, and was working a very mediocre job, making very small amounts of money. And I remember having this conversation. It was very difficult for us to adopt because we didn't have the money to do it. That's where I was headed out with that. We didn't have money to do it. We went into debt both times to be able to adopt. And I remember when we adopted Jackson, I was like, I wish that I had money just so that I could write uh so I could just write up a check basically whenever someone needed to adopt. I wish I could just, here's a check for X amount of dollars, and here you go. Go ahead and adopt. And that's something that always stuck with me, right? And ended up, finding the roofing industry, and just finding a job that just had more income potential. And as when I got into the roofing industry, um, we were able to pay off all of our debt. Um, Ended up paying in 2020 we paid off $60,000 in debt, and that was something that was huge for us because it just was hanging over our heads, Um, and we in 2021 um, ended up moving to Greenville, and we I was working at roofing.com at the time, and we were at one of the retreats that we were holding, and we um, I was at a retreat, and this was around the time that I was losing weight. So for people that have followed my journey, last year I lost 50 pounds. I ended up losing 60 pounds total, but 50 pounds of it was in 5 months. And while I was doing that, we were doing monthly challenges. So like we had 1 month where we did like a burpee challenge where we did like 3,100 burpees, and we had a month where we did the Murph every day, and we were doing all these challenges. And so I was thinking there one day, I was like, you know what? I was like, at the beginning of the year, I couldn't even run a mile, but I'd gotten to this point where like I was getting really good at running. And I was like, I bet I could run a 5K every day for a month. And so I did the math, and I was like, okay, that would be 93 miles for the month. And then I was like, well, if you round it up to 100, it would be, or yeah, just round it up to 100, make it 100 Mile June. I just came up with the name. I was like, oh, that's genius. I just made a logo for it, and it's in my head at first. It was just a fitness challenge, and then while I was sitting at the retreat, I was like, I bet that we could get people to join in, and um, we could raise some money for adoptions, because this is what I'm passionate about. And so we ended up. Uh, I did the math. I was like, if I could get 30 people, and each one of those 30 people could get 10 people to run, or to pledge $1 per mile, then we would raise $30,000. And the average domestic adoption in the United States is $30,000. So I was like, we could pay off an adoption, which is what I've always wanted to do, if we got if we did that, right? So literally, I did the logo, I got the domain, did all the things, and then I sat on it, and I didn't tell anyone about it. And literally, I was finishing up my Murph May, uh, and doing the last day of May, did the Murph that I was doing, and I ended up at this Veterans Memorial, and I just kept thinking about it. I was like, man, I hate that I didn't get the word out about 100 Mile June, because it was the end of the month. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Even if it's just me, like, I'm going to raise the money. I ended up posting a photo of my kids, and the story about 100 Mile June and all this stuff. And I made this post. Well, in one day, it got 253 shares, 250 something shares. And it got like a bunch of comments and a bunch of likes, and like just everyone was talking about it, and ended up getting like 52 people that signed up for the challenge last year. And now not every one of the 52 ran or whatever, but had a bunch of people that signed up. And we didn't hit our goal, but we ended up raising $13,000. And all the money that we raised, we ended up going to a fund, that through Quiverful Adoptions, who we adopted through, but it's a company that I'm super bought into, because we interviewed a lot of adoption companies when we adopted. And I want to make sure that we were dealing with an ethical agency. There's a lot of stuff, shady stuff that happens. I want to make sure that we had a great company. And so ended up going with them, and that money actually ended up helping 4 kids become adopted. And so this year, I decided, I was, try to get a little more. I started talking about it more and all this stuff, and it's there's always it's hard to follow up when you have something of that magnitude to follow it up the next year. And interesting, like week 1, I ended up getting hurt, and I couldn't run my 100 miles. Ended up like I was like 20 miles in, and just complete, like I hurt one of my knees and my shin. And so I ended up having to walk the rest of the miles, and it was like miserable, like because I have so much pain on my left leg from getting hurt. And but yeah, I got it knocked out, and so now that we've finished second round, I'm kind of starting the the big, we ran 100 miles, and now trying to collect on those people that have pledged, and trying to raise awareness and start. I think that we can really hit our goal this year of raising $30,000 now that everyone's done their running, and they've been talking about it for a month and all this stuff. So
I think it's awesome. And I'll tell you this, I don't know how many people sponsored me. That's how many, I think. But
Jeremy, you didn't
total,
sponsor Chuck?
well, hold
I
up
actually
now.
didn't. Hold on.
Bro, 'cause
I really
we're
didn't.
about to make this happen, I think.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So yeah, nobody. I don't think anybody sponsored me, but I'm going to do mine because I did 166 total for the month. I've got documentation for all 166, so they're all legitimate. I'll sponsor myself, and I would highly encourage anybody else that would like to help out right now on Keeping It Rio. Any of our fans, anybody watching, just do that. It was like what, $160 or whatever. Don't even do that. Do 100, and let's help Diego get his 30 grand. What do you guys say?
That's awesome. This is the first time I didn't know that it was actual like a donation type thing. I thought it was more just kind of you guys run and kind of bring awareness. But I like that.
You thought we just liked running?
Yeah, I thought so. For the fun.
Jeremy hangs around with me, and he knows I'm a little bit insane. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it. It gave me a cool goal for the month, and like I said, 166 is what I ended up at, and just a handful, of change. And that's been a pretty big deal. So I appreciate that. We in that month, I was able to do my first 10-mile run, my second 10-mile run, and my third. So pretty badass. I was pretty pumped for it. I had the motivation to go the whole time, and hopefully we can help somebody out because it was a lot of fun, if nothing else.
We got a lot of friends in the industry, Chuck, and I think I'm gonna go through and share this with specific friends, and I think there's a lot of good people in our industry who will be willing to give money to the cause, and it's just a matter of explaining what it is that we're doing. It's just like Jeremy said, like I think some people don't realize the reason why we're doing what we're doing, and it's just a matter of getting the word out, and I think a lot of people, if we continue just talking about it, a lot of people will be willing to donate. So
hell yeah. Whose dog is that?
It's not mine.
It's mine.
Your dog's awesome. Your dog's a star of Keeping It Real.
Yeah. I thought I had the isolation thing on here on this Mac, but I guess not.
No, it's funny though. I love that. That's just, it adds character to our program. I was like, I wonder where the dog's from. Is it
That
dog
dog
in
wanted
South
to
Carolina?
donate
Is it
or
in
run.
Texas? Yeah, it wanted to run. It heard that and it got motivated and was like, let's go, run.
Let's go.
That's awesome. So, Diego, you, since the last time we're on, you mentioned you've kind of made a career change. You went from one side of the business back to contracting, and very interesting to hear because that was kind of a surprising move. I guess I didn't really expect that, if I would have said Diego is going to, in the next whatever period of time, do something, I wouldn't have probably guessed go into contracting. But how did that come about? How's everything going? Tell us a little bit about your experience and what you've got coming up for the future with what you're doing.
Yeah, so I had been with roofing.com for 2 years. So 2 years. We started when Hunter started RoofCon, I was his first employee. And I worked with him at Cornerstone Construction prior. So I was selling roofs before, moved over to RoofCon, then we built out the whole roofing.com side, Revolt. We did all that. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I hit all the goals that I'll just be completely frank and honest with you. Like I hit all the goals of everything that I was looking to do, man. Like when I started, it was like, hey, we're gonna get 500 people to RoofCon, we're gonna get 30 people in Revolt, and that was really like my goal, you know. I ended up like doing 881 people at RoofCon that first year. Ended up at like the second year we had just shy of 3,000 people at RoofCon. We had like 80 people, 90 people in Revolt. Like, and to be honest, it was like I was just ready for new adventure, and had a friend of mine that approached me about running. Basically, two friends of mine, or one friend of mine, had a roofing company. His buddy that he owned a different company with also had a roofing company. We ended up merging the two companies, and I went to work back to I don't want to say back to selling roofs, because I'm not I do talk with customers, but I'm not I'm more on the I'm the CEO now, so it's I'm how it is, like when
You're the
you're
face of the
starting, it's
company,
like,
man. You're the face of the company.
yeah, so I'm doing a lot of things right now. So I'm building out a sales team so that I can be not have to be in the customer's homes as much. And then obviously, all the sales, marketing, all that stuff. I have a great COO that handles all the production stuff, which is great, because that's my that's the thing that I'm the least experienced in, and I'm trying to learn a lot of that stuff. But I'm really blessed to have a great production team, and so yeah, man, just back at it, and very hot in South Carolina. So we're out here just sweating every day and just making it happen.
That's awesome. I love seeing the change in direction, just because it's not a challenge anymore, and I want something bigger and better. And I did the same thing. I mean, Rio Blanco was out of business when I showed up, and it was an empty building. And then Jeremy and I kind of have built this for the last 3.5 years to what it is. And we're doing the same thing. We're kind of rebuilding it to a different degree. We got Anthony over here who just this week, yesterday, right, Ant, got his first roofing deal.
Shout out. Tell me about it, Anthony.
Yeah, tell us about the deal, buddy, because it was pretty awesome. It was one that I wasn't expecting, and
what'd you sell?
It was cool as hell.
Here I am, actually. As y'all were talking, I was trying to see about sharing my screen so I can show these pictures that we have, because I forgot who was it, Chuck or Jeremy said. Oh, I think it was Jeremy. He said, "Hey, this is Ants for sale," and pull this up. It was Chuck. Okay, they were excited to take a picture. They're like, "Wow, they're first off." I think does that work?
I have all this stuff. I got 6 screens on my side, and I'm the host. And dude, I don't know how to do it. I'm like this. Here's how I do mine. Keepin It Rio.
Oh, here
One day when we hit it big, we're gonna have like some highfalutin stuff, and it's gonna be amazing. But until then, we got this. We got Ant. He's over here with this family. Let's get that thing nice and zoomed in. And they were super happy. And another nice little memento of his first deal. And it was pretty awesome. Anthony was going to share the screen, and I think
he just disappeared.
Yeah. He was super pumped about it though. And the super nice family. It was kind of crazy because there's a story behind it. And we met them, Jeremy, probably it was before we went to Lee Hates conference in Fort Lauderdale, which was back in it was in May, right?
Yep.
And they had some issues. Their flat roof had blown off, and we'd secured it for them, and had some stuff happen. But Ant's back, so we'll let Ant finish. Telling the story about how this all developed. Oh, here we go. Look,
perfect. Does that work? Here we go.
Wait. Me in my hand. How about that?
There we go.
So this is the deal getting signed, and
dude, you know how to do this stuff. This is awesome.
I guess I had to quit and reopen, so I was like, this is worth it. This is a good story to tell. I wanted to show the pictures because,
bro, that's history right there. That's a great photo.
Yep.
So this is my first sale, and one of the things was that the deal gets done on the kitchen table, and guess where we're at? The kitchen table. So this is Mr. Revelos. He pulled up as we were signing the deal, and he was just so happy. They're just happy that we're able to take care of them, and this started with an emergency. Can y'all see this?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, so an emergency tarping that we did. So I did like a little time lapse, to show everybody that what we do, and you can see the damage to that flat roof, and I guess it's kind of slow right now, but yeah, this Brett putting it on for us, and it was my first deal getting done. Super excited. Tomorrow's work day, so it's going up tomorrow, and I'm excited. This is a new journey for me, and this is where the ball starts rolling.
That's awesome, man. I'm super excited for you. It's so exciting when Chuck, I know you probably got to relate to this, but like when you bring in new staff and they sell their first deal, there's just something it's so exciting. I don't know how to describe it.
I was standing there, okay, and I saw it. And Anthony's trying because nobody wants to like really just be like fuck you, but he was walking out, and I could see that in his face. And then he definitely started grinning a little bit, and I was like, yeah, bro, enjoy this moment. I do want to say something real quick. We do have a special guest here tonight. It's Eric, who's our regular host. He is at an event for Rio Blanco Roofing in Tyler, Texas, and I would like to see if we could go live to Eric on the scene because I don't know how much we're going to have with Eric. Every moment we get with Eric is special, so I'm going to bring Eric Schugel.
Sorry, I'm trying to take this off. I don't know if you can do it on your end, Chuck. It won't work.
I got it. I got it. Eric, can you hear us? Your mic is on mute. Can you hear us? I knew Eric was going to come through for us. Now look, he's not going to. Now look, he's not going to. Man, Tyler, Texas is like notorious for having like spots like so is San Antonio. I'm not going to lie. Oh no, there goes Ant. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Eric. Eric, can you hear us?
Yes.
How is everything going with you? Live on the scene. Where are you tonight? Eric Schugel, branch manager, Rio Blanco Roofing and Restoration, solar expert, overall great guy, dude that everyone loves. And what are you doing? Where are you?
We're at United Way here in Tyler, and we are putting on an event for 903 Elite. It's fun. It was pretty funny, though. I just went over. There's a bunch of neighbors outside, and I told them to come over and get some free food on Rio Blanco Roofing. And I didn't realize, as the husband was coming around the corner, he was with Stonewater Roofing.
Oh, well, enjoy your tacos, my friends. Rio Blanco's friends with the industry.
It was awesome. It was funny. Grabbing tacos.
So you got tacos out there from Lupita's Tacos, correct? In Tyler, Texas. Yep. Shout out to Lupita's. Shout out to Rio Blanco Roofing and Restoration, Tyler, for sponsoring this awesome event. Shout out to Eric. I heard a little story. There was a reason that you had to be here, and it was because I heard that maybe somebody special drove the taco truck. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah, for some reason, they let Johnny drive the taco truck.
Where is Johnny? Is Johnny nearby? Can you see him?
Yeah.
Let's get Johnny on Keeping It Rio real quick. I'd like to hear this story firsthand from Johnny Rayburn, Public Relations Manager for Rio Blanco Roofing and Restoration. How's the crowd tonight? Pretty good? Johnny,
there he
welcome to
is.
Keeping It Rio. This is your
going
first
on?
appearance here. You got Johnny Rayburn, public relations manager. What?
1 sec.
Oh no. You can't hear us?
What's going on?
All right, Johnny. Got to get you on Keeping It Real here. I heard a wonderful story just before we came on that you were driving a vehicle that was filled with food.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your experience here at the you're at the 903 Elite, sponsored by Rio Blanco Roofing. What is this event that we're doing tonight?
Yeah, we're doing a networking event here with 903 Elite. We thought that we could fit the taco truck. I don't know if you guys saw it. Did you get a chance to see it? We thought
I've seen it in all its glory, dude. It's yellow. It's beautiful. I love that thing. Every time I see that thing, it's happy times. Oh no. Look what happened. I think Johnny hit it. Oh, there we go. Johnny, I think you're on mute now, buddy. I don't know what's going on. This is going to be the most epic story of all time, too. And look how excited he is. He's animated. Johnny, we can't hear you, bud. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Come on,
Johnny.
Johnny.
Hear you, Johnny. We can't hear you.
You're on
I know.
mute,
What's
bro.
going on? You're mute. Mute.
Man, Lupita's called me.
Oh, there we go.
And they ruined everything.
All right, Johnny, we got you again.
Lupita's called me and muted the mic. I tried to drive the taco
Join
truck
Scott.
across this bridge that has a moat with alligators in it, and it was too tight of a fit. So I thought that in my Rio Blanco gear, that'd be a really good idea to get out of the vehicle just for liability reasons and whatnot.
Shock value, though, too.
I didn't want to wreck it and drive into the moat, so I decided to exit the vehicle.
So you
Is the truck
basically
branded?
No, that is not branded for Rio Blanco. No, it's our friends over at Lupita's Tacos in East Texas. But Johnny, are you saying that you took the truck into a position where now it might be stuck and then you left it, or?
No.
All right.
Driving across the drawbridge, but I didn't want to wreck it into the moat that's filled with all the alligators. There's like a little bridge you got to drive across. It's too big. The truck wouldn't fit.
I can appreciate it. Well, that's awesome. So we're putting on the event tonight. It's in Tyler. If you're in the Tyler, Texas area, you should stop by and say hey to Johnny, Eric. I just saw Joy and Scott there in the background as well. We're showing out good for Rio Blanco here, and we are the proud sponsor of the event. So,
yeah, people are showing up. Everyone's eating right now, so we're about to start and start speaking and going around and doing our thing.
I like it, man. Thank you guys for stopping by Keeping It Rio, Johnny. This is your first appearance, and it was a hell of an appearance. We had some technical difficulties, but you're now Johnny, the taco truck driver and PR manager to the stars here at Rio Blanco. So, Johnny, thank you. Tell Eric we appreciate it. You guys go hit a home run on behalf of our company because we love it. Johnny bounced before I got a chance to bounce him. And Ant, too. I don't know what happened to Ant. Did he just call it a day or?
Oh, I don't know.
Just little quick cameos here and there. It's all good.
Yeah, it's Keeping It Real. That's what it's all about. We've been doing some pretty good stuff here with the podcast. This is episode 71. I've gotten some more sponsorship opportunities that we're going to be announcing here very soon, which I'm excited about. We're like a full-blown podcast now. And that brings a question I have for you, Diego. You had a podcast, and then you kind of moved to a different deal. And now you've got another podcast. How's everything going with that? You're sounding melodic over there, like freaking silk.
So I'm super excited about the new podcast. I missed creating content, and I figured that I had a big network within the industry. I was like, man, I need to start creating a network within the people that I associate with every day now, which is people in my area. And so I started interviewing local entrepreneurs here in the area, and I've just started. I'm about to drop episode 4 tomorrow, and yeah, man, it's exciting. I've got so I had like the guy with the company that we merged with, that they're building barn dominiums. So that was my first one. I had a guy that owns a moving company and a realtor, and I just interviewed a personal trainer. So yeah, so I'm really I said, just interviewing local entrepreneurs and just using it as an opportunity to, you know, build my network and get to meet new people in the industry. Cause you know, I'm all about just creating win-win situations for everyone. I don't ever want to be the person that goes up to a person and like, hey, I'm a roofer, please give me some leads whenever you that's not me. So I'd rather like, hey, if there's someone I want to network with, let's create some content together because this is something you're going to be able to use. And you know, if it brings me business, then great. And if not, like I'm just creating win-wins for everyone.
It's fun, right? I have a lot of fun doing Keeping It Rio, and honestly, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary here in like 3 weeks. And you know, Jeremy has been on every one since episode 1. And to be quite honest, this whole thing started as like sort of a joke, but not really. We were supposed to do something for our company where we were going to go live every Thursday, and our parent company ASAP Roofing and Rio, the management teams, were going to do this as a collaboration. And that's where Keeping It Rio was really born. And it's crazy. It's like episode 71. We're sponsored by Mike Code. We're sponsored by Thump Hot Sauce. I have like people from the industry, you know, constantly on and people wanting to be on. And it's kind of weird how it took on its own little life. But to be honest, it's really fun. I've got one that I'm doing tomorrow with a guy. I forget where he's located at, but I think he's sitting right now at about 7 million in residential sales for the year. And I mean, you can't help but have a good conversation with someone that's sitting at 7 million for the year for residential sales because you don't get to talk to too many of them. So yeah, it's pretty cool what the world has turned into, that we can sit here and have this and have people, you know. I had lunch today with a public adjuster in San Antonio, Jeremy DeBoard, and he's like, dude, I watch your podcast. That's how I know you. You know, I feel like I know you guys from watching the podcast. And it's crazy. You're in South Carolina. Jeremy's over in San Antonio. I'm in San Antonio today. And so is Ant here. And we're just doing this. And it's crazy because it gets traction and people do pay attention and people do watch and listen. And it's kind of cool, right? I'm all about the content, just like you.
I love it. It's funny because when I was doing the other podcast, I was doing them. I was like, hey, I just want to do them all in person. And then pretty quickly I was like, I downloaded StreamYard and man, it's like, it's so funny because when you do them all in person, there's planning that goes into it. And there's like, you've got to have your studio set up and you've got to have like people scheduled and you got to do a lot of things. And all of a sudden you get StreamYard and it's like, hey, Chuck, you want to film an episode? And for me, like you've got a specific time, like we're live. There's a lot of things that go into that. For me, I would literally just say, hey, you want to film an episode? All right, here's a link. And I would just hop on and we would just do an episode. And when I left roofing.com, I'm pretty sure I left them with like 25, something like that, unreleased episodes because I just started stashing them. Because the thing is, like, if I want to take a week off, I want to take 2 weeks off, whatever, I don't have to worry about it. You know, yep. They're all ready to go. And so it's funny because I've been gone for like 9 weeks. And, you know, I left that company 9 weeks ago and those podcasts are still being aired like every week of stuff that I filmed like months ago, you know? So yeah, I love StreamYard, man. I love just being able to hop on with people that like people that I have met before, people I haven't met before, and just getting to chat about, you know, whatever. So
yeah, and it's not all roofing. Most of it's not roofing, quite honestly. I mean, on Keeping It Rio, hell, what the hell do we talk about, guys? We talk about freaking everything but roofing. I don't think we've ever had a roofing conversation, you know? You know, it's fun. It's stupid, but it's hilarious. And I think there's a need for something like this in the industry where we can just have people on and we can cut up with each other and bullshit and you know, tell stories. And then, you know, there's also a lot of serious interview type styles. I do a lot of those as well. I mean, I just had the one with Jen Silver that was released on Tuesday. And, you know, I've had interviews with a lot of really prominent people in the industry, and I've got a lot of them scheduled for the near future. So it's a great way to connect people, and I mean, it shows your personality, and it's funny. We go places and people know us from Keepin It Rio, which is freaking badass.
It's fun. So going forward, this new podcast that I'm working on is all going to be focused on like personal brand or just branding in general. And because I've always been obsessed with like I'm super big into like the whole graphic side of just graphic communications in general, and like logos and branding guides and commercials and print and all this stuff, and so I'm really fascinated with some of these people that just have really, really good branding that catches your eye and like, you know, that type of thing. And so I
like those too.
And so for me, that was like, I don't want to just go and interview like any random person here who owns a business. Let me focus on like people who are on kind of same wavelength and that are, you know, are really big into branding as well. And so that's been one big thing with the direction I'm going with, is just scoping out, all right, what are the cool brands that I'm seeing pop up in South Carolina, and then target those people to be on the podcast. What I would love to do, I've talked to certain people in the industry about it, because I do have a lot of connections in the industry, and I'd love to have like a secondary podcast or secondary video series where we set up like a widescreen camera with other people in the industry, specifically other roofers, because this might be controversial, or I might open a can of worms here.
Bring it.
But one thing, going into the roofing side, back into the roofing side, one thing that I've noticed is that there's a lot of loud voices from the vendors in the space, and there isn't that loud of a voice from the roofers that are doing really good things in the industry, really big things, which is fine. I've been on the vendor side, and there's a lot of, that's not to say we can't learn from, I've got great friends that are vendors in the space, like, you know, Dope Marketing and Tim with Hook, and just all these people that are like really good vendors and really good, you know, people in the industry, and you can learn a lot from them. But I feel like the other roofers in the space who have built big companies, like there's a lot of things that they don't get a chance to talk about those things, and there's, I feel like there's some things that those people get that other people don't. You know, that when you're a roofer, like that's you can learn probably more from those people than you're going to learn from the vendors in the space. And so again, that might be controversial or whatever, but it is what it is. And so I've thought about, and I swear if someone steals this idea, I will murder someone. So I've thought about setting up like a wide angle camera and having conversations at Waffle House with other roofers, and literally having it be like the waffle, like just lunch with Diego, breakfast with Diego, or something like that, and literally just sitting at Waffle House with other roofers and just chat about how they got to where they got.
I think that's a pretty damn good idea. Now, we're not going to steal it here because we don't have a Waffle House. You know, we might have like conversations at IHOP or something, but yeah.
Hunter Ballou, if he's watching, got to watch out for that one.
What is your go-to Waffle House item, or what's your go-to when you go to Waffle House?
2 eggs breakfast with bacon. I get the hash browns instead of the grits. And I do, and then again, got to keep it controversial. I do the raisin bread instead of white bread for toast.
I'm going to edit that out. Oh, dude, this is live. I can't even edit that out, Diego. You're going to be ashamed 30 years from now when that comes back out to haunt you, man.
With raisin a large ice water.
Oh, dude, you got to get the dirty orange juice when you're at Waffle House. I mean, man, that stuff's, orange juice is not supposed to fizz when it comes to your table. That's how you know you got the good stuff. I love Waffle House. It's one of my all-time faves. We do not have it here anywhere nearby. which is a terrible shame. But we were talking right before we went live on the air. You've also got a Bojangles within
I've got
yards.
Yeah, so we just moved offices. Literally like this week we moved offices. And I've got a Waffle House across the street, which we had a Waffle House across the street at the other building. Like I told you, we literally have them everywhere here.
You gotta have them.
We have a Waffle House across the street. We got a Bojangles next door. We got a Cracker Barrel over here. And we were just joking around before the thing that I gotta run 100 miles just to plateau in my weight. So
I'm thankful. Bojangles, I hear, is coming to San Antonio. I think I've heard that rumor.
Yep. And the Alamo Ranch right here by my house, or by
those Bowberry biscuits, that Cajun
insane,
filet biscuit.
Oh, dude, everything about it. I used to live in Charlotte, and back in 2010 through late 2012, I lived in North Carolina in Charlotte, and I had a Bojangles right down the street from me. And in those days, they had this thing called the cheddar bow, and all it was a bow biscuit, like just a regular biscuit, and they just put a shit ton of cheddar cheese and melted it on there. And
sounds awesome.
Oh my god!
Oh, is that the one with pimento cheese?
No, this was just regular like cheddar. Like it was there were ramifications to eating it. Like you're cutting years off your life, and you're really, really, really hurting yourself. Like I'd eat 2 or 3 of them, and can't feel my arm for like 3 days, but it was worth it. And I mean, they ended up taking them off the menu. So when I go visit Charlotte now, I still bring some cheer wine back with me. But I don't know what to do about Bojangles now because it's the only thing I liked. You can do the rounds.
You can do the Cajun filet biscuit, and they put pimento cheese in it. And that's the way to do it.
Tina Anders, office manager for ASAP Roofing. She loves Waffle House as well. I think that's unanimous.
Shout out to
right?
Tina.
I mean, everybody loves Waffle House. Jeremy and I had Waffle House about a few months ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We were in it was for something, maybe the bowl game or something in Frisco.
It was the bowl game.
And we got to stop and have some Waffle House, and that's a special thing, In Ohio, there were Waffle Houses everywhere, and
you got to hit me up next time you go to Charlotte. We're an hour and a half out of Charlotte.
Oh, dude, I love Greenville. I love going down there. I love driving through. I was just looking at my Facebook the other day, and my memories, it was Gaffney, where they've got that giant peach on the side of the highway. I've driven through there many, many times. I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years, and I love it.
One of my sales guys just went to Gaffney, and we got a lead for a dude that was like out in the boonies, and he was like, he owned a film studio, and we looked it up, and it was like woods.
Snuff films.
Yeah, dude.
It was
porn. And it was something, man. And the dude got out there, and he said that the guy like opened up the door in like a robe. I was like, bro, I don't want to know what type of films are going on in the studio.
There's an interesting story there, though. This is actually the second time that a porn studio has been mentioned on Keepin' It Rio. We're 71 episodes in, and twice now we've had an incident of a porn studio. Jeremy, as you recall, our previous Rio Blanco Roofing Tyler. We got Tina.
Shady porn.
Tina probably remembers this. Our first office for Rio Blanco Roofing Tyler was just kind of like a starter edition, like one of those things that I wish Eric was here because he shares it really well. The first time we went there, we were struck by the fact that it was in like a storage type facility unit, kind of neighborhood thing. And it looked like a castle, which I thought was kind of cool. But I immediately noticed that it's really dark in there. There were no windows. Like it was all just kind of, and I don't know if this is true. Eric Schugel said this, and there is documentation from a previous episode where, I do believe that they are perhaps making adult films in that building now that we've moved out. So who knows?
Who knows?
Dude, who knows what the hell's going on at our office here in San Antonio? I mean, let's be honest. Who knows? All kinds of stuff.
You got to pay the bills somehow, man.
Right? I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, we haven't had a storm here in 2 years, so got to do what you got to do, man.
OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Warehouse
Lost
race.
tickets. We actually, our new, I'm super, we just
awesome.
moved into this new office. We were in one of those shared buildings where we had basically like we had one office of like 50 in this big
Y'all could
space.
share the same Wi-Fi and basically use the printers and stuff and kind of have a little space to yourself. But
Yeah,
need a
so
place
now
to grow.
we moved into a similar deal, but there's only like five offices in this building, and they're all like all the businesses in here are owned by the same people. So it's really cool, and like, just everyone kind of knows each other here, and so it's cool, man. I'm enjoying it. So got great lighting. So
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good. I wanted to take the little sponsor things off real quick because I do want to mention something. If you look off to my immediate right here,
There it is.
we do have an announcement tomorrow. Rio Blanco is going to be doing an announcement tomorrow at 3:00 live on our Facebook page. Highly encourage everybody to tune in for that because it's going to be a game-changing event that's going to alter the course of life for someone. And I'm really looking forward to it. So wanted to bring that up. I also do want to make sure that we give all the thanks to our sponsors, Mike Code, Thump, Cayenne, Louisiana Hot Sauce, which has just unleashed I think 6 new flavors in the past week. And we are going to once again have Thump Wings live on the air, hopefully for episode 75. Maybe it'll be later, but we're going to try to do a Thump tasting contest with all 6 of them. Diego,
bro, you got to do that at like RoofCon when we got a bunch of roofers.
Ooh,
and yeah.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have a big event for it here at the office. We're gonna have the 75th. We're gonna do a wing. Ant's got a humongous like commercial wing thing that he's gonna do. We're gonna have all the things. We're gonna have our friends from K Socialized Media down here. We're gonna be doing the second part of our Mario versus Luigi saga that we shot. Where unfortunately Eric Schugel, who played Luigi, I played Luigi. Luigi was killed by Mario, but he's coming back for vengeance. We're going to be maybe doing Mario Kart with our film crew. It's going to be a pretty big event.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And he's a DJ in San Antonio. He's probably going to bring his equipment in, do a DJ party.
Yeah.
We might invite all of our neighbors here in the corporate complex down because. Did anybody think 75 episodes of Keepin It Rio would happen besides me, who insisted we're going to do like 350 million of them?
All right, let's check out this. Come on, Ant. What you got?
I was going to bring it out, but I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe we should just do the unveiling. I'm just kidding. Here, let's just go. It's not super huge, but hey.
It's going to be amazing, though. Let's see what we got here. I love action on Keepin It Rio. We always have some cool action going on.
We're gonna do like you've seen that show Hot Ones on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna do that.
The hot challenge or the.
We might do that because they got the one that's
hotter wings.
We've got the one that's like a level 10.
Ooh, man!
It's got the baskets and everything.
Yeah, we don't play around over here at Rio Blanco. Look at this, dude. We're gonna cook some wings. We've already got the pricing for it. We're gonna need about, I think, what we figure about $2,500 to feed the entire neighborhood. So if y'all would like to donate to the fund,
that's awesome.
But I do recommend, Diego, if you like hot sauce, if you like buffalo wing sauce, Thump Hot Sauce, LouisianaInABottle.com. Everybody that's watching, please go to LouisianaInABottle.com so we can continue to be compensated with tons and tons of hot sauce, because sometimes you just work for hot sauce, man. It's not always about money. You know what I mean? Yep. So we've been having us a hell of a week down here. We got our solar going. We've gotten a bunch of traction with solar. I just got a solar lead off of our ad that I ran in my neighborhood newspaper in College Station. Came out yesterday. Already got our first solar lead. So things are looking up for Rio Blanco across the board. I was going to touch base with Jeremy because he's got a shit ton of momentum going as well. What's your take on this previous week? Because I think this has been a turning point. Like, you have moments in your building of stuff and you get to certain points and you realize, you know what? that was a historic moment. This is a historic. I think bringing Anthony on was a historic hire. I think he's going to be a game changer for our company. But we've been getting our momentum, right? And it's been pretty badass. We got some high energy going, and what do you got going on?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the momentum's going great. This week started out amazing. Shout out to Ant, man. He's put in a lot of work. So I kind of felt like this week was Ant's week, man. He literally every lead inspection that we had was geared towards him and talking to a lot of homeowners. He did a few presentations pretty much throughout the whole week. So I mean,
and then we had
big
that
things
huge
are happening.
House. Yeah, that huge.
He got a huge referral, and I mean it's a monster house. I mean, all three of us were on there at the same time. It felt like we were miles apart. It was just an awesome house, and Anthony, I'm proud of him. He spoke up and did his thing and kept the client engaged, and I know he's going to get it. So it's just a good feeling. And, when I was at that table, that picture, I got to sneak it in real quick. Anthony was smiling so hard, man. I just threw me back to when I first got my deal, like on my own. And, Chuck was at the table with me, and it's a throwback feeling. And I know that feeling, you just want to capture it in a bottle. It's like you want to continue to do it over and over. And Anthony was so excited and ready to go to the next homeowner. That's all he needed. It was just that one. And he's about to blow it up, man.
Yep. And Diego, it, man. That's how it works. That first one is always the toughest one. I had another young fellow. Oh, I shouldn't say young fellow. That makes me sound old as shit. But a young guy over in Oklahoma that I work with, and he, it was the same thing. He was putting in the work just like Ant, doing the stuff, getting the pipeline built. But it just, until you get that first one, you're always thinking, man, am I ever going to get the first one? And oh my God. He got the first one, sent me over the thing. And I'll tell you, I felt more happy for that. Just like Anthony. I mean, I was standing outside and I was like, yeah, come on, dude, come on. And he was just being all stoic, like, and then it's like, bro, come on, you're pumped. And then the dude did like a cartwheel, double backflip, handstand thing into the car and took us out to lunch, man. It was awesome. But that's why I love what we do. I definitely know that I can go sell roofs whenever I want to. But it's awesome to see other people get into it because we know how awesome this industry is. You just were telling a story about you paid off $60,000 in debt. This industry allows you to do that. This is life-changing, right? And when you get a guy like Ant into the business, you want to get him going as quick as you can so that they stay engaged because, I mean, like Diego will tell you, the sky's the limit, right? I mean, that's why we're all in this.
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you the same thing this is for Anthony, the same thing I tell all my guys. I had a realtor one time when I bought my first house. I remember I bought the first house and the realtor he was retired and he just went into selling houses and he said he was talking to me and he's like, I don't even care about the money. He's like, I just go to work every day and I just focus on blessing other people. And then I realized that if I bless enough people that I get a nice paycheck as a reward. And that always stuck with me. And so when I came into roofers, that was one of the things that I beat that into everyone's head of like, there's a lot of income potential and sometimes we get too focused on like the specifics of like you have to be analytical, but when you focus more on blessing other people, everything else just kind of falls into place. You probably sell way more when you just focus on how many people can I bless than how much money do I need to bring in. Actually, we put that on the back of our t-shirts. Let me see it. All of our t-shirts have the same design on the back, and let me see if I can do this without.
Hard bless others. Yeah, see, and that's the whole thing. And so many people do it for the wrong reasons, but none of us are that. And that's why everybody's going to be successful because you just can't help but be successful when you do good.
So that's the thing, man. Just focus on just being a good dude and just blessing a lot of people, and like the sky's the limit.
No, for sure, because definitely like I got my first lead 2 weeks in, and then it was like, okay, well, that one didn't work out, or let's keep trying and trying, and then eventually have Jeremy and Chuck saying it's gonna come, man, it's gonna come, and it came, and it's just a wonderful, we're helping this lady out that's had these problems with the roof, which are conversations with her and her husband, so she's so glad that she doesn't have to have the conversation over coffee in the morning, this damn roof, So
yeah, and
that's
those
awesome,
people,
man.
those people have been through a lot, and that goes all the way back to it. This was a deal where we were the ones that went and we genuinely helped them when they needed us the most. And Ant and Jeremy were both there, and we'll both attest to the fact that they told us point blank and showed us that we were far more expensive. It was more of an investment to work with Rio Blanco by almost double. Because of the way we treated them, because of the way we helped them, they recognized that we were, we're going to do what we need to do. And we weren't there for the money, but we literally, our price was double to work with it. Yep. And they couldn't sign it fast enough. They took pictures with him in the driveway and give him a hug. And it's just like, you can exude that all day long, and people realize, hey, if I did it to get rich, I would have left this a long time ago,
my next project with them is that, because this is like a peace of mind kind of thing, and they've been stressing about this roof forever. So I want to get the after video when I say, all right, when we go through our post-op things, if you will, and just show you, so you all can see, or, anybody to see how we're helping people out there, groups. And I think we're going to have a good, testimonial from them. And I'm excited to record that and share that. So
she even got her hair done today.
Yes, because she knew she was going to be taking pictures. Yes, because I heard
she told us that, right?
Yes,
I went and got my hair done, so
because
for tomorrow's pictures, I'll look better.
I absolutely love that. That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, dude. And that lady does have, her daughter got so mad at me because I was like, ma'am, you have the best haircut of any human being I've ever seen. And she's been rocking that thing since before any of us were born.
Yeah.
And that's her style. She says that's in the neighborhood what she's known for. When she goes and gets her hair did, the Ant has made a good impression on her. And
it's like when you see the Jordan symbol, you know what that is. When you see her, you know what, she's coming.
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Well, we're getting ready to wrap up. We're coming up on the hour. Anything anybody would like to add to our program, Diego? How can the fans of Keepin It Rio follow you on your new podcast and follow your journey? And again, how can they contribute to 100 Mile June if they'd like to do so?
Yeah, so that's what I'm really focused on right now is if people will go to 100milejune.com, so 100milejune.com, you can go in and you can donate to the cause. All of that money's going to Quit for Full Adoptions to help kids become adopted. Our goal is to raise $30,000. And so, yeah, a lot of people in the industry, a lot of, Rio Blanco customers or people in your community, whoever it is.
Yeah, our
we're
podcast fans, help us out.
Anyone listening, like we're super, we're just I'm super passionate about this cause, and there's a lot of kids that I promise you I'm not going to get controversial with this. I've been somewhat controversial, but not overly. But there's now more than ever, with some of the things going on in our political environment, the need for adoption is so great, and it's going to it's only going to continue to rise, and it is so expensive to be able to adopt, and I don't want the financial burden to be the reason why an otherwise great parent can't adopt. So if that speaks to you at any sort of level, if you want to donate just $5 to the cause, we greatly appreciate it. So it's 100milejune.com, 100milejune.com. And just we ask you to just donate. Like I said, even if it's just $5, if you want to pledge per mile that we did. I ran 100 miles. Chuck, you ran 160, 61 miles, whatever it was.
166. No one's counting.
166.
0.4.
You want to pledge $166.4. Love it. So, but anything is appreciated, and super passionate about it. And I know that we can raise the $30,000. And even if you can't, if you would just go through and just share that link to 100milejune.com, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Hell yeah. Diego, thank you for your time tonight. We appreciate that. I reached out to you this morning on short notice because I knew it was the end of the month and we were going to accomplish the goal. So kudos to you, to everyone in the 100 Mile June that made it. It definitely was a cool thing, and I'll do it every time you put it out. So thank you for that. Have a wonderful evening. And next time you're over at the Waffle House, make sure you get an extra order of scattered, smothered chunked for your friends at Keepin It Rio.
And the
I'm going there.
OJ.
I'm gonna go there after we're done. So I'll send you a photo to of my raisin toast.
I love it. Take care, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
All right, gentlemen. Episode 71 has come to a completion. Anything you guys want to add? It's been an awesome week so far. I've had a great time here in San Antonio. I do want to say something real quick. Rio Blanco, I've been saying this every day. We have done some reconfigurations to our compensation structure for our sales team. We've added some cool bonuses. We've got all kinds of crazy stuff. Anthony is going to be a multi-millionaire before this is all said and done. I can assure you.
Hey,
you get the paperwork, Ant. I told you the paperwork.
Oh, the paperwork.
For joy.
This is going to be I'm going to hashtag this. I'm going to hashtag. We're going to go hard, go soft it.
Go harder, go soft it. See, we got Ant. He's fully into the industry now. He's got little catchphrases for fascia and soft it. And yeah, but we are looking to add people to every one of our offices. We've got Rio Blanco. We've got the solar division that we're doing. We're picking up a ton of ground on that. And there's going to be so many opportunities to just really grow with our company, with our team. We always say that we're personal development that sells roofs and solar now as well. If you want to do something that's awesome, Anthony will be the first one to attest, I would hope. We're here. We're doing everything that we can to help people learn to be, something that they didn't even know they could do. I guarantee you didn't ever think you were going to be selling roofs, and here you are, and it's pretty damn fun, isn't it?
It is. It's like a hunt. We're hunting for that next deal, and that next family. It's a rush. It's climbing in the green machine and seeing what we're up next.
The green machine and watching us avoid all kinds of obstacles and become an obstacle. And yeah, we have a great time. And that's what I love about our company. It's fun. We really do care. I mean, I would say that you would definitely agree that Jeremy and I have fully invested what we can into helping you grow and become as good as you can, as quick as you can. And I always say, anybody that comes into this company, if you put in the effort, I will put in equal effort and probably more towards you.
Yep.
But we're looking for more people like Ant. We're going to continue to grow this and be the most badass roofing company, not just in San Antonio, but in the world. I'm not even going to stop in Texas, the world, best roofing company in the world. So give us a call, join. Now's a great opportunity. We've got opportunities galore. So if you guys have nothing else to say, I appreciate you for being here with Keepin It Rio. I appreciate Diego for being our guest tonight. And the 100
I got a door knocker at my house. I'm going to go see who that is. I think he's selling solar.
Let's go live.
Yeah, I was going to say we can maintain. Let's go ahead and call it a day. Everybody, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week for Keepin It Rio.
I'm going to go down there. All right.
Like I say, I haven't turned it off yet because I want to see what's going on.
Bring the laptop.
He's talking to my dad right now.
Your dad just booted him. He said, get the hell out of here.
Oh, he did. He told him to leave.
Hit the bricks. All right. Well, there you go. We end the night with Jeremy's dad kicking a solar salesman out because he said, my son is the top solar salesman in San Antonio.
Yep.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen.